And welcome back, my friends. It's Tino here, and we are finally live with patch 107. I gotta be perfectly honest with you. This patch is fantastic. It's really, really fantastic. I'm enjoying the sort of new life that has been breathed into this game. The breath of life. So, I basically have changed my modus operandi. Let me just talk a little bit about what happened real quick before I start flapping my app about the other stuff. But basically, there's now craftable stuff that has a very high base stat roll, and you're guaranteed to get that on each manufacturer of these items. All of these new items, all the new plans, I think there's 5 in total. It's chest, bracers, gloves, shoulders, and an amulet. I think that's all the ones that we have for now. And basically, each one requires a new crafting element called a demonic essence. And each one costs 1 of these essences to make, in addition to some other random stat. So, I've gotten a couple of these plans already, and I'm actually very surprised at how quickly they drop. The chest pieces are something that you can just buy from Squirt. I know for a fact is one of the people you can buy them from. She has all 4 of the chest piece ones. Each one's $1.5 million gold. Not too expensive. And so yeah, the armor literally only takes 2 tomes and 1 demonic essence. That's absolutely ridiculous. This one's a little bit more expensive. 5 tomes, 20 tiers, and an essence. It's the same for all the gauntlets, obviously. And let's see, I also have the shoulder plans for intelligence, and they're also pretty cheap. 10 tomes and 1 essence. So that's all it takes, really. And other than that, oh, no, I don't want to go to the terminus. What a silly goose I am. God, I suppose I have to town portal. So basically, I have modified my runs ever so slightly because one of the other really cool things about the patch is that they have made the bosses of the acts and the sort of mini-bosses like Izuul and Rakanoth and those enemies, those folks now have a chance to drop a bonus item, assuming you have 5 stacks of Valor. And they also have an extremely high chance to drop the plans for these new craftable pieces of gear. And let me tell you, it is very cool, very fantastic. The craftable stuff, while it will take a little bit of farming, it is not difficult in any sense of the word to get the essences. It's not hard to get, you know, a few rares to break down to craft a couple of things. The money, yeah, of course, once again, the price on each of the items is not insignificant, but it's not brutal. The only ones that are on the expensive side to make are the amulets, because they cost a brimstone in addition to some tomes. Yay, the vault. Awesome. So, here's the new format I follow for my runs. I do the Vault of the Assassin, get my 5 stacks, clear the vault. Usually that's 5 stacks and more. I'll get, you know, a couple of elite pack kills with the full 5 Nephilim Valor buffs. And, yeah, then jump down to Zoltan Shmuel and smack the crap out of him as quickly as I can. He is an absolute joke because he's not the Uber version of himself. Zoltan Kuhl was only difficult in one of the early patches before they completely nerfed the sweet Jesus out of Inferno. I'm not complaining, gotta be perfectly honest with you. I've mentioned a couple of times in previous videos and whatnot, I don't really have that much time to invest in my gaming. I can only really do, you know, maybe an hour or 2 every night. In my days off, sometimes I can sneak in, you know, more than that. But this new sort of system, like, it's all benefiting the people who don't really get a chance to play that much. And thankfully, they actually did sort of a smart thing, I think, in my opinion. They made all the items, not the plans themselves, but the items that you craft with these new plans, they're account bound. So thankfully the marketplace is not being flooded with yet another preposterously cheap and really extremely good item. Cough cough legendaries, and ruining the economy. No comment, no comment. So yeah, here we are, doing some Act 2 runs. I like to do it on MP2 because my Barbarian is a fairly fast and efficient runner, but he just doesn't really have that good a gear. Not bad. I mean, his weapon is definitely the best thing about him. But that being said, it's, you know, he's still kind of meh overall in the gear. I do appreciate some of the changes that the economy has taken in sort of recent times. Like, there was a, you know, right when the game first came out, anything with resist all was just like uber expensive. Then of course resist all stuff was found over and over and over again, and now it's if it has resist all, it means nothing. Typically that means that it's worthless if it's not something exceptional, you know. Then the trifecta stuff started to become really popular, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. And a couple of cool things is that the patch that made the legendaries drop, you know, super frequently, and also buffed them in an interesting way, gave them, you know, some sort of unique thing that other items wouldn't have. That actually really helped out the people who don't I'm gonna watch these guys die. Ha 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 he ha. No essence? Come on. Come on. Yeah, I died. What of it? What of it, I say. It's all about having fun. So, yeah. Lost my train of thought, but that's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Hopefully I will get a decent chunk of demonic essences and a yada yada yada. If I could get some new gear, that would just be sweet. So happy to do that. Let's see. What else can we talk about? I don't even know. I suddenly have drawn a blank on things to say while I do this run. My Barbarian does have sort of mediocre gear, gotta be perfectly honest with you. I'm doing the Maximus fire damage build, so I have a Mage Fist, which is, you know, for the build it's a great item to have, but I think once I get like trifecta gloves or something like that, it'll be time to get rid of the old Mage Fist. Not that it's gimping me. Makes my whirlwind do lots of damage. Assuming I remember to buff. Jeez, like a noob. I normally play a Demon Hunter. I know that's not an excuse. Oh! Ah, see, this is the new reflect damage look. The cool thing about this is that it doesn't last permanently. So you can, you know, do damage without killing yourself. Yay! Phantom Bow. Come on. One thing that's really cool about this patch is that there's a new level of gems that can be crafted. And while I personally will not be crafting any of them because I in no way, shape, or form have the money to divert into making one ridiculous gem, the plans for those gems are selling quite nicely at the moment. So if you get one of those plans to drop for you, especially the emerald one, I know that one is quite pricey, and I believe the ruby might actually be worth even more. I don't know, I haven't seen one of those drop yet. But the emerald plan sells for in the neighborhood of 15 million or something like that. So, and it sells, you know, instantaneously because people are buying them as they're available, which is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Then again, I'm not the one who has found one of these plans. My cohort in crime, Elsevier, was the one who found the Marquise Emerald plan. No, it burns. I just stood in the molten like a fool. Hey, I love getting this thing as a checkpoint, though. So handy. Don't freeze me. Alright, make sure we're buffed. Getting pretty tired of you guys. Don't kill me again. They don't listen. They just don't listen to me. The fact that they can shoot those ridiculous fireballs at me at the same time is probably my biggest issue with this mob type. Avenger's never a good thing either. I'm not a big fan of the Avenger. I'm a big fan of the Avengers, just not Oh god, please don't kill me. Don't kill me! Please don't do it. Phew! Okay, getting some rares. I actually am not selling too many of my rares these days because the tiers are used in a couple of those plans for the new items, and as such, I have been shaving them up, or at least trying to save them. Unfortunately, the downside of this is that I'm not selling the rares for money anymore, and that's starting to become an issue. I really need the gold more than I need anything else, honestly. But I do have 2 very loaded Diablo friends, so they might let me bum a little bit of gold for crafting purposes. We'll see. We shall see. Or who knows, I might win the lottery and then be like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a crap ton of gold for myself. That wouldn't be bad either. Powerball big money? Yeah. I see you. Extra health, Waller, Vortex fast. As long as they don't put down any sort of AoE of any kind, they don't stand a chance. That was a good haul on the rares. Cool. Super cool. Alright, we're killing you fools. And step 2, something. Step 3, profit. Anybody over here who's hiding? Ah, I see there is another elite. Oh, and the Mayan? Of course I want the Mayan. Oh, not a big fan of Arcane. Not a big fan of it. Thank you! How nice of you to just yoink me out of that. What a swell fella. Hey! I can't believe I didn't get any demonic essences. That's a sad panda. The saddest panda in the oldest man voice you've ever heard. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's just go right to... Cool story, bro. Make sure we's buffed to duff. Alright. Oh no! And I started it on the wrong quest. I lose. Alrighty. So, we got a couple of rares here. And it was super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into... I think another one of these runs. And, yeah. Hopefully in the next one I will remember to spawn Zoltan Cool. So, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next episode. I hearts you. And you have the friendships with me. Goodbye.